This is the Hammer Down Racing Report.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report. Show number 153 for Thursday, October 22nd.
Where are we?
You're right there. You're just hidden behind that. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, Jerry Keyser, Hammer Down Racing Report crew here. We got a good show for you tonight. Coming up this evening, we're giving away a bunch of stuff. Well, we're not giving away a bunch of stuff, but there's going to be a bunch of stuff given away. Lots of money, a chassis, I do believe.
Yes, sir.
More specifically, we'll be talking to Christina Henricks of Oakshade Raceway. They're going to be doing the perfect attendance drawing for all the classes there. Also, we got a lot of racing news to cover, and your chance to win a Big D's pizza. So even if you weren't in perfect attendance at Oakshade this year, you can still win pizza, just like every week.
Jalapeno popper pizza at Big D's.
Did you have that? Have you gone there?
No, I see. So I saw his ad for that pizza last night, and that's the breaker. I'm going up there now for sure this weekend.
All right, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report, and follow us on YouTube. We're live right now on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, pretty much everywhere. And of course, you can always listen to us on demand on iHeartRadio after we're done with our live recordings. But sometimes I edit some stuff out, so if you listen to the live program, you get to hear everything. So
the good, bad, and the ugly.
Make sure you support our sponsors. If you want to become a sponsor, that's cool too. Get a hold of me. We'll take care of you. There's a little bit of cost involved with doing the show from our Hammer Down Racing Report home studios. As you can see, we are in different locations. Thanks to Ron Miller Race Cars up there in Lambertville, Michigan. 734-856-7223. Race Cars, parts, safety, equipment, service, anything a racer needs. Any specials going on, Ron?
Boy, I'm afraid to put any specials out there. The success that the 911 truck had at Fremont this year has had the phones ringing, and it's looking like it's going to be a great winter for Ron Miller Race Cars.
You got more orders for those Fremont dirt trucks?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And a couple coming in for updates that won't be getting new trucks, but we'll be helping improve their program.
Make sure to support Big D's Pizza in Clyde. Give them a call, 419-547-1444. Mention the Hammer Down Race Report. You can save 10% off any order. And thanks again to Millstream Speedway. Just got Scott Warner confirmed as a sponsor here for... I got to do this little thing. There we go. Scott Warner confirmed he's got us through January now. So Millstream Speedway is going to be sponsoring. So we'll be on the air at least through January, which may or may not be a good thing for you. As I mentioned, Christina Henricks is going to join us here shortly. We're going to have she's got like I can see what she's doing. She's got a wheel thing going. She's going to spin
a virtual wheel of fortune.
Yes. Somebody's going to get a fortune.
Yeah.
Possibly. Actually, several people are going to get some fortunes. Before we get to that, though, how about we talk about the racing action from this past weekend? At least one track was in action around here. Jerry, take it away.
All right. This week's racing roundup. Sandusky Speedway in action with the previously postponed final day of the Budweiser Cavalcade on Sunday, with Joey Wyckoff getting the win in the Renegades. J.D. Lawson got another pure stock feature win. Parker Ennis won the street stocks. David McManus won a 2000 to win modified feature. And Nevaeh Rusica won in beginner stocks. Brad Kottman won the CRS Truck Series main event. Lucas Oil 8 Model Series was in action at the 40th Annual General Tire Dirt Track World Championship at Portsmouth Raceway Park, with Brandon Shepard collecting the small check, just a little $100,000, nothing, not a big deal. Great event. Next up for the Lucas Oil late models is the Super Bowl of racing. I don't know if we should actually say that, if that's legal.
We can say that, but I don't know if they can promote it as that. Because I know in radio we have to be careful about any promotions. It can't be the Super Bowl of whatever, phone sales or something,
Right.
NFL owns that.
Well, the Super Bowl of racing takes place on January 21st through the 23rd at Golden Isles Speedway. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars were in action with Shane Stewart filling in for David Gravel, who was off racing NASCAR trucks. Shane Stewart picked up the win at Lakeside Speedway in Kansas. James McFadden would lead all 41 laps of the Jason Johnson Classic at Lake Ozark Speedway on Saturday night. Next up for the World Outlaws is this Saturday night at Kokomo Speedway over in Indiana. The ARCA Menard Series Points Championship wrapped up with 23-year-old Brett Holmes of Munford, Alabama, finishing second at Kansas Speedway to claim his first ARCA Menard Series championship. 18-year-old Corey Heim earned his very first ARCA Menards Series feature win. The NASCAR Truck Series was in action at, Kansas Motor Speedway with Brett Moffitt picking up the win in the Clean Harbors 200. Haley Deegan was in action, finishing 16th, the highest finishing female in her Truck Series debut in series history. Chase Briscoe dominated the Xfinity Series race at Kansas on Saturday, and Joey Logano picked up the Cup Series win at the Hollywood Casino 300. Next up for NASCAR, they'll all be at Texas Motor Speedway, the Truck Series for the SpeedyCash.com 400, with the Xfinity Series racing at the O'Reilly Auto Parts 300 on Saturday, and the Cup Series will be in action with the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 500 at Texas, and that'll be on Sunday at 3:30 on NBC. And that is this week's racing roundup. Not much action on the track this weekend.
Did you guys happen to see the Cup race?
I did not.
The end of it was really good. Joey Logano and Kevin Harvick had a heck of a duel.
I did see that. I read an article about that too.
Harvick threw everything at him but the kitchen sink and just couldn't quite get the job done. But boy, for NASCAR, it was a great race.
I read an article about that, about the aero package, and that was part of the reason why, Harvick could get close but couldn't get up alongside of him. And this guy that wrote this article was all pissed off that, this racing's terrible because of the aero package. They could get close, and the NBC guys were saying this was a great race, but it could have been better. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I'm thinking the NBC guy must have been a Harvick fan.
Okay.
If you were a Logano fan, the aero package was just perfect.
And a lot of blocking. There's been a lot of blocking. I don't know if I just haven't noticed it before, but it seems like blocking has been a big thing this year in NASCAR.
Oh, and Harvick complained about Logano blocking, and I just thought that Logano was going where he had to go to make the car work. I didn't see it as a blatant block.
And he could always Harvick didn't have to slow down, right?
Right.
He could do the Bristol move there. I don't know if that would work so good at a high-speed track like Kansas.
I don't know. If you can't get around him following him, go somewhere else.
Well, did you see the wreck in the Xfinity race was it Justin Allgaier went down below? They were 4 or 5 wide going in one of the restarts, and he was down below the white line where there was no penalty or yellow line rule, but he was on the apron.
Only at the super speedways.
Yeah, but he had nowhere to go and came up and caused, I don't remember who it was, but got somebody upside down. Pretty big wreck there.
I don't remember who it was that went for a ride, but it was a good one. And he landed upside down, throwing lots of sparks on the way.
Yeah. I'm sure he had a good view of the pavement.
I'm betting he had his eyes closed. I know I would have.
Chrissy is going to be joining us here shortly. She disappeared. I'm looking at her screen here. I'm not sure where she went, but as soon as she comes back, we'll get to those drawings. Just I'll stall for a little bit, as much as I can here. So we're going to be drawing $1,000 for the late models, $500 for the sportsmen, and $50 for the compacts. Again, these are for the drivers that made it out each week at Oakshade Raceway for perfect attendance. And then, of course, we have 19 bombers with perfect attendance eligible for that chassis. Want to tell us about that chassis, Ron?
It'll be a chassis of choice that the winner wants. I mean, if he wants a sportsman or a late model, we can build that. If he wants one of our fantastic bombers, we can do that. I would shy away from building a modified because those classes don't race at Oakshade. I would hope that whoever wins it continues to support the racetrack.
Okay. So you're flexible on the chassis.
Absolutely.
Also here,
David Catafia said Anthony Alfredo was the one that went upside down. Now, I'm not familiar with him, but I guess he's been a fairly regular racer.
I suddenly want noodles. I don't know why. Suddenly I want some noodles. I forgot to turn on all the comments. I'm catching up now.
I see. Oh, you got a ways to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Tim Conover wants to know when we're going to Big D's Pizza. As soon as he breaks out his wallet, I'm ready.
You saved 10% just mentioning the Hammer Down Racing Report.
There you go.
So, yeah. Well, it looks like Chrissy's back. So let's bring her in and let's do some of these. Let's give away some stuff. Or she can give away some stuff. Actually, before we do that, I want to grill her just a little bit. Is that okay, Chrissy?
Hot seat.
Sure. Let's talk about this season. How stressful has it been? I know that I've talked to you a few times, and you sounded like you were at your wit's end with all the restrictions and everything going on due to COVID-19. How stressful was it, and are you glad that the season is finally over?
It was an extremely stressful season because you basically were going week to week or day to day. Was I happy to see the season end? Yes and no. But it just, when we had talked about running a little, we talked about running the next week in October if something had happened with a rain out thing. And then when they came out with more restrictions, end of August, 1st of September, Mom said, nope, we're done this year. So, but it turned out to be a good year despite all the obstacles and everything we had to go through. We were happy with that. So
what do we have? 17 shows, Chrissy?
I have no idea, Ron.
I think we may have had more than last year.
I believe
we had a lot of rainouts.
We could, last year. Well, last year, I don't remember how many we had, but this year we only had 2 rainouts.
Correct answer.
We missed the month of May, basically. We did run that the 30th. But you have to remember, those first 3 weeks, we ran with no fans. That was very difficult. Didn't want to do that again. So
I'm sure that you'll be happy if we can have full fans.
The question is, would you do it again?
Well,
would you? With no fans and all of that, or the percentage wise?
Would you do the first 3 shows over again next year? If you were forced to.
Maybe 2.
Okay.
It was just it was totally different environment and everything. It was strange. It really was.
It really was.
So I'm thankful that we were allowed to, that I don't want to say allowed, but that we got to race, that we did race. But it was stressful. It was the not knowing part was the stressful part because
it was a week to week kind of thing too, wasn't it?
Correct. It was. It could have changed daily too. So yeah. And yes, we got complaints. People had complained about stuff and all the so that was it was the social distancing, the not wearing masks, and some other stuff. But so you never knew when the health department, or if the health department was going to say, "Oh no, you can't race," this weekend, or we didn't show up on Saturday and open the gates and race. So it takes all week. We're there 7 days a week. You have to order supplies and all that stuff. So yeah, I couldn't find out on a Thursday or Friday. Oh yeah, you can race this weekend, because it didn't work that way.
Right.
So,
16 weekends of racing. I just counted
thanks, Scott.
about 3 times just to make sure. I came out with 16 all 3 times, so I'm pretty confident in that answer. Speaking of things here, have you started even to look at 2021? Yes, yet as far as a race schedule at all?
No.
Okay,
No.
just asking.
What is this? This is October 22nd.
Yes, I know.
We've been done. Okay, I guess, I did have 2 weeks, we did have 2 weeks of doing, so, but, no, I have not looked at any of that yet.
Scott, I'm kind of new to this, but I'm thinking the last Saturday in April will probably be all the divisions except the late models. First Saturday in May will be late models, and somewhere in the middle of July there'll be a summer nationals race. Middle of June, the Barney Oldfield.
There you go. Ron's already got your schedule worked out.
I'm kind of new to this, but
what night's the Boss show going to be, Ron?
probably the week after the Barney.
Okay.
I think I heard that there were going to be 3 boss races at Oakshade next year.
Oh, 3. Okay.
That's what I heard. 3.
We're taking care of the schedule for you, Chrissy. You don't have to do
That's what I heard.
All right.
So, before we get to the drawings, we'll do that. I just got one last question here, and this is more of opening the floor to you to talk about the awards banquet, because I haven't seen anything official yet, but I've heard some things. Did you want to talk about the awards banquet for this year?
Oh, Scott, that'll be the first Saturday in December.
It wasn't
Good job,
always,
Ron.
though. It was always on the same day as the Michigan-Ohio State game.
It
Well,
has
who
been the
knows?
first Saturday in December for, I don't know,
It's been a while.
6-7 years at
Yeah,
least,
yeah.
if not longer. Oh, I bet that's been longer.
But
But,
is it happening? Is there restrictions? I mean, how can people get tickets? All that stuff.
Yeah, it's happening. Yes, there's restrictions like we have dealt with and will continue to deal with. So this is over. It is, the tickets are $25 a person. You can, I guess I should put something up on the website, but you can pick them up at the track if you make an appointment to do that, or you could also send a self-addressed stamped envelope with a check or money order payable to Pam Henricks, and you could use the racetrack address, or I don't
Which is
know
on
if
the
that's
website,
address.
oakshaderaceway.com.
Yeah,
I think
if
it's on
she
the
wants a
Facebook
different
page,
address,
too.
I'll definitely post that. So
we'll get some information up there. Michael, I know I never pronounce his name
Colody.
the same time. Is that what we're going with now, Colody?
Floaty.
Maybe he can let us know. He wants to know if there's a chance of getting special race for the compacts.
I don't know.
If somebody has
possible.
money,
We did
I
have a
bet
race.
you.
We did have a race this year that paid a little more for the compacts. It wasn't an advertised special, but
That's right.
thanks to Corey Gum Racing, it paid more to win that night. But that's something I could think about.
So you're right. At this point, probably even after the banquet, you're open to entertaining ideas for next year.
Correct.
There's another idea for you. The 4-cylinder truck class that used to run at Waynesfield. Andy King is heading up the dirt track truck series. He's been traveling all over, been bringing a great field of trucks every racetrack he's gone to. It'd be great to have us up at Oakshade.
I know a really good announcer that has a 4-cylinder truck that's pretty much yard art right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This guy.
That guy right there.
That guy way down.
Yeah, he's over there now. All right.
Yeah,
So
Try something. So
anything, things are on the table now, and you'll sort through it and get back to us February-ish. Okay.
I hope so.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Ron said.
January,
That's
February.
kind of the way things go, right around Daytona time usually.
Right.
So we got drawings. What are we doing first here?
Well, let's do the compacts first. We'll let them go first.
Okay. You want
Okay.
to switch your tab there, and then I'll bring that up so that people can see what we're doing. So, are you ready?
I'm in the right one. Yep.
All right. We'll bring that up there. So I
Okay.
see 6 names on there.
Can you see it all? Can you see the whole thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Click
All
on
right.
click on that hide thing on that tab at the bottom. There you
can
go.
see that too.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
So
if
we
I go
got- we
up
got-
a little bit, can you still see it? Because I wanted to show right now there's 6 compact drivers that had perfect attendance that were there every night with their race car.
Should we name those off for those of you listening on iHeartRadio? It's Mark Barrick, Eric Carr, Joe Elliott, Charles Hargett, Megan Elliott, and Christian Holbert.
Yes. So 6 of them. This is for $50. I can shuffle the names if you would like. Do you want me to shuffle them?
This is your deal.
Well, okay. Pick a number 1 through 5, and that's how many times I'll shuffle them.
Jerry, pick a number.
3.
There you go.
All right. So we'll shuffle 3 times. So there's 1, 2, 3. All right. Good luck.
So you're going to click this. Oh, look at that. It's spinning.
Spinning.
Oh, it just passed Eric Carr. Big money, big money. It looks like Joe Elliott. Oh, we have there's confetti. I love it. So Joe Elliott just he gets $50. Is this they get this at the awards banquet?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
We will do that at the banquet. So
Okay.
all right.
So that was the compacts. What do we got next?
That was the compacts. Let's do the sportsman. Okay.
And sportsmen are what do they get?
They get $500. $500.
So your perfect
Right?
attendance sportsman drivers include Jake Gamber, Brandon Gregory, Ian Palmer, Josh Robertson, Rusty Smith, Jeff Summers, Carl Spores, and Chris Williams.
Correct. There is 8 of them. Right?
That's what yes.
Okay. Again, 1 through 5.
4.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good luck.
Does this website get a cut of the
No.
money there? Brandon Gregory. Oh, just missed out for Brandon Gregory. It's going to Rusty Smith. He's the champion.
Yeah.
It don't matter. They're not excluded anymore.
I gotcha. So he had a really good year then. Another $500.
He did. Congratulations, Rusty. So, let's do the late models. Let's do the bomber one for last.
All right, $1,000 on the line for the late models.
Correct. And there is 7 of them. Go ahead, Scott. Read them off.
Ron Miller, Dan Gehring, Steve Kester, your champion, Bob Mayer, Casey Noonan, Steve Miller, and Brandon Moore.
All right. How many times you want to shuffle? 1 through 5.
It's you, Scott.
Well, I'd choose 8, but half of that before, so we'll go with that.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Good luck.
And round it goes.
Isn't this so exciting?
Brandon Moore, Dan Gehring. Is it going to stop on Dan?
Good.
$1,000 going to Dan Gehring.
Didn't he win last year?
Was it last year?
Oh, boy, I think
It could have been.
I thought he
It
did.
could have been. So, well, how many years in a row did you win, Ron?
Just once or twice.
Right. All right.
Whoa.
So that leaves us to the bombers.
All right. I can't read this one off then.
There's 19
Jerry, you're going to
of
have
them.
to take over.
All right. Seth Baker, Chris Blykamp, Dylan Burt, Amy Claire, Kurt Dickey, Shane Estes, Jeff Folks Jr., Justin Gamber, Brandon Goad, Scott Hammer, John Launebarger, Gabe Mueller, Adam Noonan, Donovan Paskin, Jarrett Rendell. Scroll down. Ricky Reif, Colin Schilt, Derek Roseman, and Cody Stetton.
This is for a chassis.
Let's shuffle them twice.
This what?
Let's shuffle them twice.
Just twice? Okay.
Just twice.
All right. This is for Ron Miller race car.
And
chassis.
and the winner needs to contact us so we know what we're building.
Right. So here we go. 1, 2. Ready to spin? Good luck.
Do it.
Wow. There's too many names on
Where's
there.
the hammer? Where's the hammer? Where's the hammer?
No. Dick Gam, Justin Gammer, Kurt Dickey.
Kurt Dickey.
Just by a hair. The more they're on there, seems to be more fun. So Kurt Dickey.
Yeah.
It's a new chassis from Ron Miller Race Cars.
Yeah. So,
And quite honestly, he's been racing a chassis from Ron Miller Race Cars for perfect attendance. This is his second. This is his second win.
Okay.
Cool.
I thought so. So,
maybe we can talk him into a sportsman this time and he can move up.
Or he can run double duty.
oh yeah, Ron, don't you remember Dan Gehring? I think he blew his motor last year. He only ran one race
Maybe.
in 2019. Yeah. I was reading the comments. But anyways.
From Dan?
Yeah, he had commented.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any sponsors you want to mention? Helped out with all that, where all that money came from in the chassis. I know you mentioned Ron Miller Race Cars.
Yeah, thank you, Ron Miller Race Cars.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Yes, we really appreciate that. So,
any other sponsors?
I know. Some of our other sponsors, definitely would like to thank Harold and Sue Holland. I'm sure I'm going to forget someone because I didn't write notes. Brandon Rhodes, would like to thank him. I see my mom is online and she probably don't. Oh, I don't. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure on the Point Fund sponsorship and this stuff. So I haven't gotten all that around yet, Scott. I'm so sorry. But thank you to all our sponsors for everything, whether it's a race night or putting money into our Point Fund. We do appreciate all of that. So
Terry Henricks Ford, Central Collision, Ocean Machine, Freedom Sales Rental, Magic Fountain Auto Wash, Terry Henricks Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Lead Shed, Freeze Frame Photos. We like him. He's a sponsor of this show too before.
Right.
Rock Auto, Country Charm Cafe, Leo's Metal and Wood, JRE Trucking.
Did you say? Yeah.
Kester's on US 20 Diner, Krause Lane Electric, Buckeye Concrete, Warpaint Motorsports Graphics, JD and Son Construction, and Kester Mowing.
Oh, I was on there last. You were reading off? Okay.
I wasn't reading them in order, but yeah, he's second to
And
last.
again, like I said, I'm sure there might be one or two missing out of that, but thank you, for, like I said, thank you for everything. So, yeah. You can't forget the hot rod welding and engineering.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah.
So, we'll see you at the banquet then. On what day was the banquet? I don't know what that first Saturday is.
First Saturday in December.
It's December 5th.
Is it December 5th? It seems like it was December 5th last year. Maybe it was.
I can't help it. I'm looking at 2020 and that says December 5th.
All right,
we'll go with December 5th.
Yeah,
as long as it's on a Saturday.
Right. And Scott, I haven't been, paying attention as much lately, but you did make the announcement about our rule change, correct?
Which rule change?
In our bomber division?
The transmission one?
Yeah.
I know nothing of this, so no.
We talked about Scott. The aftermarket transmissions.
We did not talk about this.
Aftermarket transmissions are legal in the bomber class, Burt transmissions, but no ball splines. It has to be the slip yoke transmission. Burt, Bren, Falcon.
There was no talk to me about this. I talked to Chrissy about this months ago that it was being discussed, but I had not heard anything. This is all news to me. So breaking news. Hold on. Breaking news. Oh, we don't need the graphic. So again, what is that with the transmission for the Bombers?
Aftermarket transmissions are legal. Burt, Brin, Falcon, any aftermarket transmission, but no ball spline. Anything that would hold the drive shaft captive cannot be used.
Why is that?
First of all, it's a safety issue. Second of all, it's a cost issue.
Okay. Well, there you go, Brandon.
How am I doing, Chrissy?
Just
You're
answered
doing
your
good.
question.
You are doing great. So, yes.
Yeah, if it holds the drive, Scott, if like a ball spline transmission, it would hold the drive shaft captive. If something should break in the rear end, drive shaft could beat the heck out of the driver. Now, the late models, most of the guys, if they're running a ball spline, run a carbon fiber drive shaft, which literally explodes and doesn't hurt the driver. Just costs
correct. And how much does a carbon fiber drive shaft cost?
$700.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So no ball spline transmission.
Correct. Because I'm sure, and I'm not saying some wouldn't, but not all of them would run the carbon fiber drive shaft. So. Yeah.
Any other breaking news that I should have known about already?
I don't know.
Any other rule
I
changes?
don't think so.
Okay. But
Not at this time. Not at this time. So.
All right.
But. Yeah.
So we'll have the information about the Oakshade Raceway Awards Banquet on the website in the near future. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Because you're going to shoot all that.
You can, answer that, or basically it's Brandon. It has nothing to do with an advantage. It has nothing to do with the performance advantage. On the reasoning on not allowing a ball spline. So it is what it is. That's the rule. So you can run it. You don't have to run one. You can still run what you're running, this year. So
you know what they say about rules, though.
Most of the guys are running multi-disc clutches and a manual transmission, so there's not a huge advantage going to a Burt, other than the fact that especially the Saginaw 3-speeds that most of the guys choose to run are getting extremely hard to find. And by the time you factor in a multi-disc clutch and a transmission and a blow-proof bell housing, you've exceeded the cost of a Burt transmission. So the rule makes sense.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, thank you for coming on and doing the drawing.
You're welcome. Thank you for allowing us to do that on here, which I didn't write down the bomber. Imagine that. So
it was Kurt.
I appreciate it.
Kurt Dickey one.
Yep,
now,
I wrote it down.
Did we announce? Did we announce now that they have 3 minutes to call, or are they forfeit?
Oh, we forgot about that. Yeah. I was. Well, sent some links out.
I guess we'll have to do that next year.
Yeah, because that's what the rule says. Yes. All right, we're gonna move on, Chrissy. We'll let you go. We'll see you at the banquet then.
Thank you, Chrissy.
All right, thank you. You guys have a good night. Yep, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Chrissy Henricks of Oakshade Raceway, again, doing the perfect attendance drawings that weren't done at the swap meet. So we did them here. So now you got something to look forward to if you're one of the winners going to the awards banquet on December 5th, which is a Saturday, first Saturday in December. Moving on with some news before we wrap up the show. And if you didn't win, we still have that Big D's Pizza to give away here in a little bit with this week's How Many. We'll talk about that. We're going to go non-racing for this week's How Many. Jerry already has an idea what that is because he's seen the prep. But Haley Deegan, we talked about her finished, what was it, 16th in the truck race there, Jerry?
16th, yes, sir.
She has been offered a full-time ride in the truck series for NASCAR starting next year in 2021. She ends the ARCA season third in points and claimed the Rookie of the Year honors in the ARCA series. So Haley Deegan getting moved up through the ranks pretty fast there. Do you guys think it's too fast?
Never.
Okay.
I mean, they've got 17-year-olds running in the truck series. You know, it just no.
Okay.
She's got a lot of racing experience, and she's from a racing family. Not too quick.
Now, what do you think about her competing head to head with Natalie Decker, who's got a little bit more experience? Who do you think's going to come out on top of that battle?
Boy, I'm telling you, I like Haley Deegan. I really do.
She comes with money. She comes with sponsorship to get her the best of the best equipment. That goes a long way. I don't care what form of racing you're in.
No, I know a lot. She was getting some criticism because of that, saying she comes from money and she brings money with her.
Money comes with, Kyle Larson came with money when he got, his rides. Guys like that, when you're good, money's going to follow you. I mean, that is what it is. And if you can have the best equipment, it's not only going to benefit you, obviously for the obvious reasons, but it's going to, make you faster and you're going to be a better, product.
Don't forget Jennifer Jo Cobb. That's right. She's still in there too. Very underfunded team though that she's
right.
in.
Yes.
So anyway.
I think that's a self-funded team, I believe.
You might be right.
Jennifer Jo.
Speaking of Kyle Larson, he took the lead on lap 11 and went on to collect his second USAC Silver Crown Champ Car Series race win of the year. This was in the Bettenhausen 100 at the Illinois State Fairgrounds on Sunday. David Gravel was also in that race. He started last and charged through the field to finish second. So a pretty good run for him too. World of Outlaw star there.
I'll bet Gravel's not too far away from a Cup offer too, or a NASCAR offer.
Well, he did the truck race. He was in the same race as, or was it the same race as Deegan, or was it the week before? I don't remember now.
I believe it was this past weekend.
Yeah, I think it was this past weekend. You're right. That's because Shane was in his sprint car. So maybe how come he's not getting offered a ride?
Good question. Well, the reason he's got his ride is because of the contacts he has with Jeff Gordon from sponsoring the sprint car, which is helping him get his foot in the door at NASCAR. He's got a little bit more ground to make up because his name is not, Deegan, unfortunately, I mean, it has been around with the extreme motorsports and everything for years, the Moto Militia and all that. Whereas David Gravel, okay, he's come from dirt racing. Unfortunately, Richard Petty said it's not professional, which we all disagree with, but it is still looked down on, which sucks.
All right. Well, there's some things to overcome for David Gravel, and I do think he will end up in a NASCAR ride before too long. Speaking of NASCAR, officials have confirmed, again, more Kyle Larson news here. We've been talking about him an awful lot this year, and for him not to have been running in NASCAR for most of the year, he's gotten a lot of press. And he officially put in to be reinstated. NASCAR officials confirmed that Kyle Larson, who was suspended back in April 13th after he used that racial slur during an iRacing live stream, he applied for reinstatement. And the request for the reinstatement was confirmed. I believe he's going to be reinstated. Is it officially like January 1st or something? So yes. He will be back next year. There's unconfirmed initial reports that he could be driving the, it was going to be the 88 car for Henricks Motorsports, but then Dale Jr. announced, was it earlier this week, I think, that Henricks Henrik Racing could be retiring the number 88 to bring back the number 5, which I remember the Cornflakes and Terry Labonte driving that car. So we could see Kyle Larson in a number 5. No official announcement on that yet.
It's just a bunch of vinyl. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. David Gravel was credited with 35th in the truck race Saturday. It looks like he was in an accident.
Oh, that's right. I did read he was in an accident. Yeah. So, that sucks. USAC officials confirmed the sanctioning body's second tire doping related penalty in a month's time. CJ Leary the 2019 USAC National Sprint Car Series champion, has been suspended and fined by USAC for a violation of Section 309 of the USAC rulebook pertaining to tires, which states that any solvents or chemicals applied to the tire that alters the chemical makeup of the compound or have the effect of altering tire durometer or construction is prohibited. What's durometer there, Professor?
A durometer is a hardness tester.
Gotcha. So softening it up then, right?
Correct.
It's
amazing, Scott, that we haven't heard anything from either of the dirt late model series this summer. It was a hot topic early on, but haven't heard anything about soaking. Either those guys are
maybe they learned from last year with those penalties.
Yeah, maybe they're following the rules, or maybe they're slacking on enforcement. I don't know.
Well, I think they were probably focusing more this year on the droop rule. Wasn't that the big thing this year?
I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard anything about them enforcing any rules.
Oh,
it's
a free for all then.
Pretty much.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Moving on, National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame Vice President James Essex announced the 2021 class on Saturday. That includes Bob Shyrock from Iowa, Wade Knowles and Clint Smith, both from Georgia, Darrell Lanigan out of Kentucky, and Jeff Akey, also out of Iowa, as this year's nominees. The World of Outlaws Morton Buildings Late Model Series and Kokomo Speedway officials have canceled the races scheduled for this Friday night. That would be tomorrow, if you're listening to us live, due to cold weather and the possibility of rain. That actually was announced yesterday, so a little ahead of the game there to cancel that. And also, I believe it's I-55 where they're supposed to be out on Saturday has canceled. But the Saturday event at Kokomo Speedway for the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars is still on. So I think there was some confusion about that when it was first announced. People thinking that the whole weekend was scrapped, but no.
Scott, Dean Henry just posted a big announcement coming from Henricks Motorsports tomorrow.
Boy, I wonder what that could be.
I think we just spoiled it.
Yeah. Some more World of Outlaw news here. Officials at the World of Outlaws and the dirt track at Charlotte have announced that the Can-Am World Finals, originally scheduled for November 5th through the 7th, will not take place this year. However, the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Series and the World of Outlaws Morton Building Late Model Series will both visit the dirt track at Charlotte in November. The World of Outlaws Last Call will close out the season for both divisions. The World of Outlaws Morton Buildings Late Model Series will visit the track November 4th and 5th, and the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Series on November 6th and 7th. The Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds, which usually join the sprint cars and the late models, will not be on the card. So some more pandemic crap for you. Still affecting us. Stewart-Haas Racing confirmed Tuesday morning that it will promote Chase Briscoe from the NASCAR Infinity Series up to the NASCAR Cup Series next year. The 11-time Xfinity Series race winner will drive the team's number 14 to succeed Clint Boyer, who, of course, we announced is going to be retiring at the end of the season to join the Fox NASCAR broadcast booth. Richard Petty Motorsports announced Wednesday who is going to be filling the seat in the number 43 that was going to be vacated by Bubba Wallace at the end of the season. Do you know who it is?
Mr. Jones.
I was asking Ron. I know you know who it is.
Yeah.
There you go. Eric Jones is going to be piloting the 43, signed a multi-year agreement to drive for the team. It'll be his fourth full-time season in the NASCAR Cup Series. He has 2 wins, 33 top 5 finishes, and 62 top 10 finishes in 144 career starts. I didn't realize he had 2 wins.
One was at Talladega, I do believe.
I think you might be right, yeah. The NTT IndyCar Series returns to action for their final race of the season on Sunday. It's going to be the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. It'll air on NBC at 2:30. Speaking of 2021, and reason I was asking Chrissy about looking ahead to that schedule. Sandusky Speedway has already announced 3 events for next year. We might have to talk to Chris. Chris is he's listening here, but I know those guys announced at the beginning of the year that Sandusky Speedway was for sale, but they were going to keep racing until the sale went through. If somebody were to purchase it, obviously, I'm guessing it hasn't gone through because they're already talking about races for next year. The MSS Super Modified's going to be there on July 3rd. The High Miler Super Modified Nationals, July 22nd through the 24th, and the Budweiser Cavalcade already scheduled, which they just wrapped up this past Sunday due to a rain delay, or postponement, I should say. The Cavalcade will be October 2nd and 3rd next year at Sandusky Speedway. So, and of course, the Hangover race coming up on January 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to be racing in that one, Ron?
As of right now, yeah. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't.
Okay. The Ollie's Bargain Outlet Circuit of Champions will unveil their 2021 schedule in November, but they did announce the season will kick off with 6 non-point events starting at Screven Motor Speedway in Georgia, January 29th and 30th. Then they take a day off to get to East Bay Raceway Park on February 1st and 2nd. And then they go to Volusia Speedway Park in Florida there, February 3rd and 4th. So that's part of all that racing that happens at the end of January, beginning of February. And finally, Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin announced today the name of their new NASCAR Cup Series team. Of course, we talked about that before, that they had announced they were going to be forming a new team, Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin. And Bubba Wallace was going to be running for him. And the name of that team is 2311 Racing, but it looks like 23 and then Roman numeral XI for 11. Of course, 23 Jordan's number, 11 Denny Hamlin's number, and I guess they're just going with that. So it's pronounced 2311 Racing, not 23 XI.
Xi.
Xi, yes.
Xi.
So that's all the news I got for this week. You got anything else before we get to how many? We had some pretty good winners this week for how many?
Really?
For last week's how many? Yeah, dead on. How many modifieds? We're going to be at Sandusky Speedway on last Sunday for their rescheduled finale of the Cavalcade. 22. Kathy guessed 22 on the show last week. So congratulations, Ron's secretary that he sleeps with.
Oh, here we go.
This is what you said. I'm just going with what you said. And our online winner last week was Philip Clement, who also guessed right on the dot 22.
Now she's smiling. You got to remember that from what we hear and what they hear, there's about a 30-second delay. She just found out that she's sleeping with me.
She just found out.
Yeah.
News to her. Okay. Oh boy. So this week's how many?
Boy, my sister's watching this too, man.
Well, we're gonna do a non-related how many this week.
Really?
Yeah, for a chance to win a Big D's pizza. Yeah, I was being lazy today, so this is what I came up with.
Spill it, Chris. Spill it. Come on, Chris.
Big news coming. Oh,
big news coming about the Hangover race
in a few weeks. How about tonight?
A few weeks.
I'll bring you on if you want to break the news right now, Chris. I know he'll probably hear this in about 30 seconds, but we'll have to see.
We can go on with our
with the how many. Here we go.
How many, and we'll give Chris a chance.
If you want to have a chance to win a Big D's pizza, you'll need to put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live. I'm going back to just our Facebook Live comments just because it's easier to monitor that way and to tell who puts in the numbers first. 2 weeks. We got to wait 2 weeks. All right, fine, Chris. I'm not bringing
Chris, is this something I should know about? And we'll have to wait for his answer.
So again, if you want to play this week's how many, just put your guess in the Facebook chat. You can only guess once. If you guess more than once, you get the black flag. So you don't want to do that. If somebody else guesses the same number as you, whoever guessed it first will get credit for that. This week's number and pretty much just because I was being lazy. I was thinking about the number of sprints at Kokomo this week on Saturday. But the weather permitting, so I decided to go with football because football seems to be happening. And there's two teams in Ohio that are going to be playing each other, the Browns and the Bengals. So how many points, how many total points will be scored in that game? Browns and Bengals, so both their points totaled up. Total points in that game. That's this week's how many. Put your guess in the comments. Kathy was the winner last week, so she can guess first this week.
Kathy, how many total points between the Bengals and the Browns this weekend? Total points.
And the Browns have been scoring a lot of points until last weekend when they got blown out by Pittsburgh.
Pardon? Ooh, she's going conservative. 19, Scott.
It's going to be a defensive battle, according to her. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got, Ron?
57.
57. A lot of offense there. Jerry?
I'm going more. 62.
62. Oh, hell, it's going to be an offensive. I'm going to go with 63 then.
Oh, you dog.
I'm going to go play the high road there. So, again, put your guesses in Facebook comments there, and we'll find out. You can put your guess in up until, I think that game's a 1 o'clock game, so we'll say noon on Sunday. So if you're listening to us on iHeartRadio, you can still play along. Just find our Facebook Live broadcast and enter in your comment there. But you might want to scroll through and make sure you don't guess the same number as somebody else.
So we are supporting the Browns and the Bengals this weekend over the Cup race, encouraging our listeners to watch football.
No, they don't have to watch football.
Picture in picture.
They can get the name. They can get the score afterwards. That's fine. You can watch the Cup race. We've been doing a lot of Cup race numbers too, so I figured I'd try and do something different.
Yeah.
I try and mix it up every once in a while. There's no hockey this week, so I guess we could have done the World Series, but I don't really pay attention to any baseball.
We could have done the Buckeye game. First Buckeye
that's right.
game.
Big Ten starts this weekend, doesn't it? Well, there you go. We got all kinds of ideas for next week. Although
we're good. We're good for this week.
We're good for this week. Thanks to Dave Kemmer, our associate producer, and of course our field correspondents, Matt Swander, Doug Dock, for helping us out with things. Coming up 2 weeks from tonight, I guess we're not talking about next week right now. We're gonna have a discussion. 2 weeks from tonight, we will we'll be back next Thursday. But we'll talk about that
with a really big show,
most likely. But 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to start our championship month with our champions from local tracks. We'll start off with Attica Raceway. Cap Henry and Devin Shields are confirmed to be on for that. Then we got our Fremont champions, Oakshade champions. That'll be the first few weeks of November. So make sure to tune into that. Every Thursday night, 7 o'clock, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and back on Twitter and Periscope Live for the first time in a long time. Didn't have any Hammer Down hotline phone calls this week to play back. But if you'd like to leave us a message at any point during the week to talk about anything, like why the hell are you doing how many points for a football game for how many this week?
Show.
Yeah. Go ahead, call that number. Bitch all you want. Well, the more bitchy, the better. 419-318-3081. I forgot we're on iHeartRadio. People can't see the graphic I put up there. Again, 419-318-3081. You can call 24 hours a day, whenever you want. It's just a voicemail. That's pretty much all it is.
Scott, is the nominating process done for Toledo City Paper?
Yes, that did end on Sunday, and I did not check. I don't think they're announcing who the nominees are until November 1st. So we'll find out after next weekend if we are one of the nominees for the Toledo City Paper Best Of. So hopefully everybody nominated us. Thank you guys if you did for that, and maybe we will be the Best of Toledo. It's a long shot.
We know we are, but
well, some people like to think we are. I don't know that we are, but I'll take it. Whatever. A win's a win, right? Doesn't matter how it counts. That's what I've been told. Thanks again to Ron Miller Race Cars, Big D's Pizza in Clyde, And Millstream Speedway, again, Millstream Speedway. I'm pretty sure this year is out of the question, but he wanted to get that track open this year. Unfortunately, the COVID restrictions prevented Scott Warner there, who's been doing all kinds of maintenance and work down at the track, getting that place ready to go. So it's going to be looking good for next year, assuming that we get this whole pandemic behind us or under control or something. Some people are saying after what day is election day?
November 4th is when when the COVID is going to disappear. The election day is the 3rd.
Okay.
And as long as we're talking about the 3rd, make sure you get out and vote, folks. I don't care whether you vote red or blue, left or right. Get out and vote.
And there's other choices too. I'm just saying. I finally got my ballot. My absentee ballot just came the other day. Yeah, I sent out for it like in the beginning of September. So, and there's a few choices on there. I don't like any of them, unfortunately, but it's one of those things. Maybe I should use that thing that Chrissy was using. Put all their names on there and spin the wheel.
There you go.
I might have to watch this back, find out what website that was. There you go. There's how you can do your voting this year if you're not sure to vote for.
Just need to remember that voting is your right and your responsibility. Just do it.
If you'd like to be a sponsor of the Hammer Down Racing Report, we would welcome the opportunity. Again, help support. So make sure to support the sponsors we do have. But if you'd like to kick in a little bit, $30 for a month will get you on the crawl there, and we'll talk about you. That's what we do. So Jerry's doing a lot of work there, so we're gonna wrap up this show. We'll see you next Thursday at 7:00. Make sure to follow Hammer Down Racing Report on Facebook to keep up to date as to what's going on here on the show and in the racing world. I will not post the score of the football game or any football game, so you don't have to worry about that. So how about we get the hell out of here? You got anything else? Anything last words for you guys?
No, it's another
Meatloaf.
Good show. Another good show, guys.
All right, go get some food. Thanks again to Chrissy for joining us tonight. Chrissy from Oakshade Raceway and doing the chassis drawing. Unfortunately, I did not win a chassis. So, Ron, we're going to have to talk here as well. We'll see you next week.
Have to up that sponsorship.
Yeah.
See you next Thursday, 7:00, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Periscope, and Twitter. We out of here.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report. Listen on demand on iHeartRadio.